do. I had never been to Denmark or Scandinavia before because, to be honest, I was afraid of the high price of life there. I was afraid of having to pay 100 euros for a night on Airbnb, afraid that food would cost too much and I would starve, so I just never went there. And then the time came when I decided to see the whole world, so I had to go. Could I trust that everything was going to be alright? All we have to do is trust. Trust the journey. Trust the process. Trust. I did a cat sit in a beautiful flat in Aarhus with Thomas. Not only did we have free accommodation thanks to the pet sit, but we also had free food. Our supermarket neighbours were throwing away tons of fresh food every day. He is a fruitarian, which was great considering the amount of fruit and veg we had. He taught me how to make banana ice cream. We had every possible variation of it.
4 days of ice.
Thomas is into meditation, yoga, healing.
Were you scared before trying?
Yeah, I was. But then I met you and you helped me. So maybe that's also a really good thing, is to connect with people that are doing something that you want to do but you're scared of doing. Because we can really lift each other up so much. Way more than we can ourselves.
I then took a train to Copenhagen. What a beautiful city. I had a lovely time roaming around the place. After a 7-hour train ride, I was welcomed with tacos and a karaoke night by a lovely bunch of people sharing a house. I went for a really cool hike, I ran, had lots of fun with all my new housemates, but I was kind of thinking,
Norway, you're a beautiful country, but if I come in July and I'm freezing and it's raining all day, when do you want me to come?
welcome to the country where a frozen pizza costs 12 euros and where a pack of Snickers costs 10. Hybrid and electric cars have become the norm a long time ago in Oslo, and the most common car to own is
There are Teslas everywhere in this city.
I found Amin on couchsurfing. We spent a few days together. I met his lovely daughter. The amazing thing about Amin is that when he went off on holiday a few days later, he left me his keys. He had a very unusual pet too. He accepted to host a home concert before he left. I met lovely people there and ended up spending quite a lot of time with Igor from Latvia, discovering beautiful Oslo together.
Please stand by. It takes you and I to keep the hope alive.
One day, as I was preparing myself to leave the city, Igor invited me to see Jacob Collier live the next day, and obviously I accepted, although the show was sold out. The next day, a few hours before the event, Igor found me a ticket. But then my foot flipped on the uneven ground after the last step of the stairs while heading to the show. I knew this pain very well. Yes, it was a sprained ankle. Oops, I did it again. And the next day I got very anxious because I didn't know how many days or even weeks it would take me to be able to walk again. I had my trailer to take back to Berlin and so many things to do. I had an appointment in Barcelona a week later. And what about the half marathon I wanted to train for? I guess this event forced me to click pause.
Trust.
I will never thank Igor enough for cancelling his flight to take care of me. It took me a few days to feel strong enough to head back to Berlin. Arriving in Berlin, I realized my amp had been stolen, which made me frustrated, but I was too tired to react after traveling 620 miles.
A bit tired, but I'm in Berlin. I made it. I made it to Barcelona in 19 hours, guys.
I decided not to take Amal on my summer trip. I just couldn't overdo it this time. A €5 second-hand nanny carrier would do the job. And whoa, that was lucky because I used hitchhiking so much during this summer trip.
Trust.
In Bari, Italy, I learned stracciatella is not just an ice cream flavor. Italians do eat pasta, pizza and focaccia every day for their entire life. And more importantly, to never eat salad with pasta. I was almost murdered for that. These crazy Italian people were full of joy, kind, easygoing. It was such a blast to spend some days together. Thank you.
This is so cool! Oh my god, I love it!
Go island hopping in Greece with no plan and try to land in Turkey.
I love pasta and pizza, but not that much, you know? So, I'm gone, guys. I'm gonna eat Greek salads instead.
I decided to buy a cheap tent and a 2-in-1 swimming and sleeping mattress. I went to the port. The lady said there were no tickets left to go to Greece.
And then I said, please, can you check? Can you double check? And she said, oh, someone cancelled on Monday, so you can leave on Monday. And I said, and the other days? She said, no, it's totally booked and full all the other days. And then I told her, but wait, by the way, where is it going? And she said, oh yeah, Patras. I was like, okay, why not? It wasn't really my plan, but why not? I'm ready to go on that big boat, the ferry to Greece.
Here I was, sitting on the boat, thinking how exciting it was to truly be going deeper into letting go. For once, there wouldn't be any couch surfing for me.
Trust.
I didn't even know where the hell I was on earth after traveling from Berlin to Barcelona to Italy to Greece in such a short amount of time. But I found the best place on the boat. I'm with the Hoovers.
I woke up to this.
I spent my first
Now
night in my
let's see how
tent.
fast I can put up a house. Look, it's huge.
Trust.
It's so peaceful. It's so nice. I slept really well.
Hitchhiking was easy on the island. People were so laid back, they literally stopped in the middle of the narrow road and I was the one rushing because I was afraid to cause an accident. I met lovely people. My second night was spent on this beautiful beach. While getting into bed, I thought, it's funny how I'm not afraid. I'm alone in the dark on a huge beach and I'm really okay with that. I felt safe. People then told me that it was a safe island, unlike Zakynthos, that's a little naughtier. Funny enough, Zakynthos was on my way, but first let me tell you about this story. A guy named Yorgos stopped and I asked him to take me to a beach where I could sleep. Eventually we had a great time chatting and he offered me to sleep at his parents' huge country house. I slept on the rooftop the first night as the temperature was perfect, and the second night there was a huge storm, so I slept in one of the 5 bedrooms. Staying in my tent that night would have been a nightmare. I felt like I had new grandparents. I got to eat fresh figs, lemons,
adventure
tomatoes,
continues.
garlic.
Trust.
This is what I love about Greece. I feel the abundance of the earth.
Best hitchhiking car.
Then, after staying at Yorgos' parents, I decided to go towards my next island, the naughty one.
And rich people. Everywhere there are happy and not happy and sad people. Everywhere there are good and bad people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made it to the port. Thank you to this man. See you. Bye-bye.
I took 2 ferries to get there. When I arrived, the sun was low. I wasn't sure where to go. I was imagining the worst case scenario, not finding a beach to sleep on. Maybe I'd end up sleeping on the side of the road. I talked to a guy who told me it would take me hours to get to the beach. And after walking up a difficult hill and starting to lose faith, exhausted from carrying all my stuff, this Irish woman stopped. Happy is her nickname. Dude, did she make me happy?
Trust.
I've lost my guitar. I lost my guitar. And Happy is helping me, and we will find it. Yes. Inspector Poirot.
So I didn't panic.
Trust.
But then I left the island without it. Oh well, at least I didn't panic at all. I mean, they did say it was a naughty island, and I thought, the good thing is I'm lighter now. Then I went to Kyllini, mainland Greece, to go to Epheal, at the south of the Peloponnese, to catch a ferry to Crete, which would be my next island. I thought I'd make it in a day, but I got out of luck on that road.
Difficult. People are not going where I'm going. I feel like people are not doing long distances. I'm gonna turn into a fig.
Until Kostas, who had given me a ride there, offered to help me out when he saw me a few hours later. He took me out to have food with his friends and ice creams, and one of them knew a truck driver who was going to Epheal at 4 a.m. How lucky!
My diet is not going very well in Greece.
So I slept at Kostas' cafe on the floor until the truck driver came to pick me up.
Because I'm here, it's 7 a.m. The boat leaves tomorrow, so I have time. I just don't really know what to do. But I can just appreciate the view.
Epheal is a beautiful little port town. The first person to welcome me was Yorgos. Yes, you've got to know, all Greek men are called Kostas, Yorgos or Yanis, by the way. Yorgos immediately invited me to have a shower and relax at his place where he lived with his mother. They're both medicated for a schizophrenic syndrome. I had a great time with them. I realized there's a lot of fear around mental illnesses, and these people are too often left behind, stigmatized and judged for something they can't even control. Yorgos told me I'd have a room there every summer if I wanted to. His humility and hospitality are still with me.
There's only one ferry per week, and the ferry is tomorrow, so I'm going to Crete tomorrow. Yeah.
Trust.
On the ferry to Crete, I talked to Yanis, another photographer and friend I had met in Athens. He told me he was working on a day cruise ship and had a second bed for me if I needed it.
Trust.
I was able to enjoy the cruise with Yanis, helping him a bit with his daily work while discovering mesmerizing Crete.
This is so beautiful. Now I'm hitchhiking to the east, baby. Welcome to Kenya.
I found my way to Heraklion, where I offered myself a night in a
little
hostel,
difficult today.
totally exhausted after crossing the biggest Greek island from west to
Feels
east.
like a hiking
A
holiday.
girl in my room said, "It's a bit shitty here, don't you think?" But I was so happy to be there and have a bed and a kitchen and a fridge and a toilet and electricity and a shower. From there, I
Let's
took
go to
a night ferry
Let's
to
go to
Rhodes.
Rhodes. It's time to sleep because I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to go sleep on the beach. So it's about 6 a.m. and I finally found a public beach. It was not easy because there's a lot of private beaches everywhere. Look, my tent looks cute. Look.
The next day, I went to the port to ask about ferries to Fethiye, Turkey, as people were getting ready to embark. A man working on the boat told me, "Come, I help you." And I said, "Okay then." 10 minutes later, I was in the VIP room of the boat eating a sandwich he had prepared for me.
All we have to do is first.
Imagine going on holiday with no money, without a car or a phone. Imagine how it would force you to talk to strangers, to ask, to open up. Imagine how you'd end up in crazy situations, meeting people you would have never been able to meet otherwise. It's stepping out of our expensive and reassuring comfort, trusting there's a way, another path, yet still unknown, but so exciting for that same reason, that will allow us to live a unique experience. We often use our minds to control our life, and that makes us feel less vulnerable. But I've discovered that's not the way. Vulnerability is, on the contrary, a gift. Being positive, trusting, is the only way to manifest the reality we want. Smiling, having faith, doing what we think is right, and even walking towards a destination without a car, without knowing the language of the country, without water or food, without an internet connection or a friend to reassure us. All of this is possible as long as we trust that life can and will bring us what is good for us.
Trust.
Trust yourself. Trust life. Trust people. Trust the process. Let life come through you and guide you.
Trust.
Four islands, 5 easy nights sleeping in my tent, 8 nights hosted by lovely human beings, 9 ferries, 16 days in Greece, 20 euros spent to sleep in Scandinavia, Spain, Italy, and Greece. 26 degrees average daytime temperature. 63 euros was how much I ended up spending in total in Scandinavia.
So
71 figs were eaten. 170 kilometers were walked while island hopping.
I'm walking up this huge hill. People are like, what is she doing? Well, she is traveling the world and she doesn't have a car.